60 years ago, Greece was a country exhausted from fighting in the Second World War and then a civil war. Its accession to NATO was a move designed to help both Greece and the alliance.
Greece was coming out of a devastating, not only World War, but also a civil war right after that. And Greece, throughout the war years, the World War years, was supporting the ideals and the basic principles of what then became NATO.
The closing of the defensive perimeter around the Soviet bloc through the accession of Greece and Turkey was of pivotal strategic importance. Security in the post-World War was unattainable for both of them through national means alone.
Officers in the Greek armed forces were some of the first to actively engage in NATO membership. Vice Admiral Vasilios Mitsakos was an officer in the Greek Navy when Greece joined NATO in 1952.
I was one from the first officers who sent it to England, to HMS Accession, to pass a long NATO course for gunnery. And we were sending also officers in all schools. I mean, communication, navigation, to be more easy to cooperate with the NATO forces in Mediterranean.
Never before 1952 did Greece have an alliance, a formal alliance, with the great powers of the West. Even in the two world wars, I mean, Greece got involved in the two world wars without securing first an alliance with Great Britain or with France. Therefore, participation in NATO was crucial.
The move not only led to more integration of Greece with international partners, it also led to a closer relationship with its neighbour Turkey.
After we connected with NATO, we were more related and more connected also with Turkish Navy. It was different opportunities to be related and understand a little more each other. Because if you don't know someone, you are more, let's say, not afraid, but not understand very much the other.
NATO did exert a moderating influence even in times of Greek-Turkish disputes. I mean, both countries being conscious that they need to behave in such a way as not to cause the wrath of their allies.
But it wasn't just formal training that brought the people of the nations closer together. Admiral Mitsakos recounts how, when on a NATO posting, he became closer to a Turkish general who lived in the next-door apartment.
My small daughter, which was in the first class of junior high school, was working as a babysitter of the general when they were somewhere to go, and so we were connected a little more, of course.
So NATO has become a place where, despite some difficulties between them, Greece and Turkey have come together for 60 years.
The post-war period, even today, is, I think, an era when both Greece and Turkey recognize common interests, even at a time when they disagree or engage in disputes.
60 years after our both joining of NATO, Greece and Turkey that is, we should be looking at the next step. And the next step is cooperation, is synergies, is trying to reach out for the rest of the world that cannot wait for us.
And as a first-hand witness to how all this unfolded, the final word goes to Admiral Mitsakos.
I had very good relations with the Turkish colonel, and I would say that, and he told me one time that you are my neighbor and you are my best friend.